going on, everybody? My name is Set Zero. Welcome. Good to see everybody here. I don't know if you guys notice anything going on with the case right now, but it's very, very plain. Not a lot going on here. We're going to start from scratch. I thought you guys would want to see that. A lot of people have been requesting me to go from scratch here, so we're gonna start a patch from scratch. So, F Nord, this bass hit my sound system like a ton of bricks. I know, it's loud, dude. And trust me, on my end, it is like my entire floor is shaking. It's awesome. I love it. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Welcome, by the way, Mr. X. Thanks again for the raid, as always. What a great set before. I don't know what else you could say about it. It's just fantastic. Every time I watch Mr. X, I just feel like I'm in space, and it's amazing. So, Loop Noise Beat, Bushy for real. JB535, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for the sub, by the way. I see that. Subbing for 45 months. I can't believe it. I need to do more for you. I apologize already. Actitech, what is up, brother? Of course, F Nord, hello again. Solid BPM, Stone Crow Maiden, Void Reflections, your opponent, Mr. X, obviously. Grim Troop, hey, how's it going? Beowulf, good to see you, by the way. Didbox, Janice Roberta, hello. Alcadroid, I'm saying hi to all the peeps. Mr. Martha, for the 9-month streak, though. Isn't 45 months, but I'm on my way. You are well on your way, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for the sub, man. You're the best. Scientifical Madness, hello. It's good to see everybody in chat. We got a hype train going on. That's really cool. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Just hydrating. I've realized how much I need to do for this whole stream thing. I need to do more emotes. I need to do more everything. This bass needs more bass. It does. It's gonna be very bassy. I know. Mr. X, did you get a sub too, man? Thank you for the Prime sub, brother. You're the best. 100 bits from JB. You're the best, guys. Come on. You're too kind. Thank you very much. Prime time. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that, Mr. X. Thank you for giving your hard-earned sub to me. God, that 64 hertz fundamental. Yeah, dude, it is. How'd you figure that out? Did you pop that thing through an oscillator or like a oscilloscope or something? I love it. Pesos from Bezos. Oh, Mr. Bezos. What do we do without Mr. Bezos, huh? Shoot, we create our own Amazon, man. We could do that, right? Our little network. I think we can figure it out. Homer, good to see you. All right, guys. Let's patch. Once again, if you're new here, my name is Set Zero. I make music on this thing. This is called a modular synthesizer. Sorry, I'm going to turn that down. This is called a modular synthesizer. Basically, it is a glorified version of like a keyboard that you buy from like Guitar Center or something like that, but it has a lot more capability, and you'll see lots of patches. It'll look like spaghetti in about 5 minutes. Basically, I can patch different spots, different things, to do different things, to make things happen, and it makes sound. And that's awesome. But what's cool about it is very, very unpredictable. So everything you hear is probably something that I've never made before, and a sound that we've never created before. Some of the stuff you'll notice is pretty similar to my usual music, but for the most part, this is all improvised stuff. And so everything you hear and everything you see is something different that I've done ever in my entire life, and this entire system has ever experienced in its entire life. So it's a fun little thing. If you're a part of this for the first time, welcome. This is called Modular Monday, where a group of really awesome, talented individuals, not myself included, but everyone else, comes together for a full day of just modular music, and it's on Mondays, every Monday, and it's just fantastic. Brought on by the Golden Shrimp Guild. If you guys don't know what that is, make sure you look that up. You can go to gsg.live to find out more. You'll see it in the chat. Of course, if you have any questions, I have a Discord that's not working. Boo, Streamlabs, come on. Hold on, guys. We're going to get Streamlabs rocking. Just give me a sec. Streamlabs decides to log out all the time. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this without you guys seeing my passwords. You guys can't see my passwords. You guys don't even know what's happening. It's okay. All right, hang on. Let me get Streamlabs up, and then this will all work. Cloudbot. I don't know why it doesn't just stay active. Does anybody have Streamlabs and they're having issues keeping Cloudbot active? So annoying. Anyway, in the chat is now a link to my Discord. Feel free to join it if you have any questions, if you want to learn more about modular synthesis, or if you just want to chat about video games and Formula One. We do that in there too. Make sure you join. Also, every single stream is recorded, downloaded, and put up in that Discord. So make sure you guys go there as well. You guys can find out all the information in that link. Let's patch. Let's have some fun. You guys will notice right now all we have is bass. So we're going to start off with bass. I'll tell you guys where that's coming from. This red guy up here is called the Behringer Neutron. Let's see if I can get the camera closer, actually. Dude, I might be switching to stream elements, honestly. It's getting annoying. All right. Sorry, I'm going to put it over to the side because chat's right there. But hopefully you guys can see okay. All right, that's a little closer. Right here's the Behringer Neutron. This is actually my bass synth, honestly. Like, this is, if you guys hear bass, it's usually coming from this guy. And it has so many different patch points. There's so much going on, which is fantastic. Yeah, dude, I know. Neutron love. You know what? I love this machine. I know there's a lot of hate for Behringer, but for the money, this thing is fantastic. If you want to learn how to get into this whole world, grab a Neutron, because it's cheaper than any other synth that can do the same stuff. It is just, there's so many patch points, so many capabilities. There's a couple things I don't like about it, but we'll get to that another time. Behringer is a force of both good and evil. Exactly. That's a great way to say it. They copy, they clone, but they're cheap and they let us make music. You know what I mean? So, anyway. Sorry, I am going to be drinking a lot of water because I usually don't talk this much. And if I do, my wife usually slaps me. All right. So let's continue on. Does it come complete like that? This red one, Janice, yes. This red one comes, and this goes from right here where this orange, I'm going to unplug that. Where this orange cable is, all the way left, all the way, this is one unit. It's fantastic. For the money, I think it's like, what, $300? Nox Moderato, greetings. I rock the budget D fam. Dude, hey, it's great. Works great. Anyway, so the Behringer Neutron has 2 oscillators, which gets you in the door to make music automatically, and then it has a bunch of other stuff, which is fantastic. Yeah, Mr. Martha, thank you for pointing that out. The Neutron comes as a standalone case. Like, you can just power it up and plug it in, power it up, it's already ready to go. And you can start patching, grab a couple of these cables. You can find them on Amazon for dirt cheap. Or if you just have some laying around, some aux cables, they work. But you can just plug that in, get started right away. It even has a phono out, which is like just a 1/4 inch out, which is fantastic. So anyway, the Neutron is making all my bass sounds. If you guys hear bass on my stream, it's typically the Neutron doing the work. So that is right now going out of the VCA into the mixer out to you guys. Neutron's my jam. Favorite semi-modular synth to recommend to people. Sid Heresy, first off, welcome. Second, exactly. I'm with you, my friend. The Neutron is great. Fantastic to get started. a gateway drug, if you will. All right, moving on. So from right now, we got the patch to the Neutron, and the thing called the VCA, which is the opening up of the. It can do bass, acid pads, so much. It can do so much. It's so nice. So the VCA is up all the way, which basically allows for audio to come through without any sort of stopping. It's just straight sound right now. So all you're hearing is an oscillator and a filter with an LFO. That's all built into this whole entire thing. One patch cable gives you that sound automatically, which is fantastic. And that's all I need. For the bass, at least. So that's when it comes to the sound of the bass. We'll get to the programming of the actual the sequence of the bass in just a minute. So from there, we're going to start patching in some of the other things that I like to patch, which is the melody, which is coming from down here. This is the Mother 32 made by Moog back before they were bought out, which is a great device. We're going to start patching that into this whole thing too, and we're going to kind of listen to that and kind of go through it. It's going to be a nice little tutorial session, so sit down, grab a drink. It's going to be fun. So right now I've got the Mother 32. It's just hanging out right here. I actually made a preliminary patch, but I'm going to unpatch it so you guys can see what's going on. I can patch that into the mixer. And we're going to turn on its VCA. There's that. Sounds like it's very low on it's got a very low like oscillator going right now, but if I could turn it up a little bit louder, we'll go up to like, you guys will hear that kind of like almost sonar sound. It's pretty cool sounding. That's coming from the Neutron, or sorry, wow, Mother 32 right here. Ooh, some nice resonance going on with this, guys. This is kind of fun. That's straight from the Mother 32 and the Neutron. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to turn it down just a hair. There we go. So the Mother 32 and the Neutron are both giving us the sound right now. So we're going to start getting this Neutron, or sorry, wow, this Mother 32 figured out. And I actually like to patch it into my my effects processor, which is the Black Hole DSP2. Great effects processor. A little bit more HP than I'd like, but it works fantastic. HP, by the way, is size. If you're wondering if I say HP, it's not Hewlett Packard. It's not the computer brand. It's the size of the module in the case. Played a 24 hertz tone. Yeah, it probably was. Did you see that? All right, so right now we have two oscillator slash modules, if you will, patched in, and they're making noise. And right now, what you're hearing is the Mother 32 going through a sequence I patched probably last week, I'm guessing. And it's just going on its own clock. That bass is getting kind of annoying, I'll be honest with you. There we go. So right now the Mother 32 is actually going out into the Black Hole DSP, and the Black Hole DSP is going into the mixer, which is going out to you guys. And right now the Black Hole DSP is on a delay setting that will basically pitch the delay up, I think 12 semitones, so a full octave up. So when it plays one note, it'll just play the full octave up as a delay, which is really, really cool. A great feature from the Black Hole DSP. And you guys will notice if you have headphones on or if you have a decent sound system right now, you'll hear it panning both speakers. You'll hear it like kind of bouncing all over the place, which is a really cool feature of the Black Hole DSP. It just sounds really nice. I like it a lot. And I can make it sound a little bit more rich by increasing my decay on the Mother 32. So far, that's where we're at. So right now we have a bass, And they're not the same key right now, so it sounds kind of garbagey, but that's okay. We're getting there. And right now we're playing a sequence from the Moto 3.2. Why don't we turn off that sequence, and we're going to program a new one that's a little more simple. Now that it sounds a lot more in harmony. Ah, that major chord, isn't that nice? If you guys know this, I usually never play major anything. I'm always in the minor chords and minor keys. I'm a huge fan of the minor. Like, I gotta be careful with the way I say that. Sounds really nice. He likes dark. Juicebox, hello. I do like it really dark and moody. I'm all about the moody. Anyway, so it sounds really nice. Sounds really like just dark is better. Exactly. So right now we're in the major category. This is playing C major, one of the most classic ones, Do Re Mi. Okay. So we have the bass sound and the melody sound taken care of. But I don't want the bass to just play a C note the entire time. I need the bass to play more of a bass line, something that I can program. And that's where my Pico SEQ comes into play. A Pico SEQ is a sequencer, really small, super thin, 3 HP, which is really small. And you can program it to do, I think, up to like 32 steps, which is fantastic. And I only use 8 every single time. So we're going to patch the Pico SEQ into the oscillator control of the Neutron. You'll notice immediately our bass note changed. The sequence I have programmed in here right now goes E for 2 steps, G for 2 steps, B for 2 steps, and A for 2 steps. Now the only thing is with a sequencer, it needs some sort of clock. And so you guys have heard me say this like a billion times. I have 2 wives. One of them is named Juicebox and the other one is named Pam. And they go in that order, by the way. Let's be really clear about that. Pam's new workout is my clock. I hate sharing, but it's got to be done. Juicebox. By the way, if you guys don't follow Juicebox, she's fantastic. She plays games almost every night, and she's fantastic. Make sure you give her a follow. She is my wife, but she's also a really good streamer. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to patch in Pamela's new workout, which is my clock for everything in this entire system. That clock is so important when keeping time. You guys will notice when I play music, it's very beat heavy. It's very on the nose, and you'll notice it's very structured. And the reason why is because Pam's is my main clock for the entire system. So it's all speaking the same timing language. Every patch begins with Pam. Exactly. Killer Bee Relay, first off, what's up? Second, Pam is so essential to my kit. If I don't have Pam, I'm done for. Like, I'm not clocking any other way. I need to have BPM. It's just how I've always composed music. It's got to be there. So, we're going to get Pam, and I have it coming out of... There's 8 slots of clock, by the way, which is incredible. I feel like I really didn't get modular until I put that in my rack. Exactly. That's how I feel, too. Like, that was, like, the key to making this be a workable surface at that point. Think of that as your main transport in a DAW, right? Y'all sold me on it. I'm so glad. Knox, I'm so glad to be a dealer of Pam. She is so good. So we're going to go out of Pam, and I have it in number 6, slot number 6, which is the output of my usual sequencing clock. And I have it in the clock in of my sequencer. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to push play on this, and you guys are going to hear it kind of go through my my scale. Trial Forge, dude, you did not. I'm sad, Trial. First off, welcome, brother. It is so good to see you. We're doing like a tutorial of how to do this. So you came into the right time. If you want to learn, you're in the right place, my brother. So we're going to go ahead and push play on Pam. I'll go through my sequence. You'll notice it's just changing. You guys notice that? And it's going to be repeating that sequence until I say stop, or until I change it, right? You'll notice a bunch of little blinking lights from Pam. As soon as I push play, Pam's already doing some work. And what I love to do, in order to keep like kind of like a driving bass, or like something that kind of keeps you attached to the music, is I have Pam giving me out just a little gate burst. And when I have it come out of that gate burst, which is number 2, I plug it into the envelope gate of my neutron. You guys notice real quick the change. We have immediate rhythm, just like that. Juaniches 84. Hola a todos. Hola. Bien Dios. Bienvenido. I don't even know how to say it. Welcome. I tried so hard. All right. So we have some rhythm going, which is great. That's what we want. We want that rhythm. Now that we have a rhythm from our bass section, let's start creating it for our melody now. We have Pam setting out a clock right down here, which is my number 5. And so go right into the tempo slot of the Mother 32. And we're going to reprogram our bass to sound more like... Now it kind of matches the bass line, which is really easy to do. The Mother 32 has its own sequencer built in, so it's a fantastic sequencer already built in the Mother 32. I would say even the Neutron is great for just figuring out modular, but if you want to make something happen, the Mother 32 is fantastic for that, because it already has a sequencer and everything else you need to make sound, which is great. So now that I have a little program built in, a little sequence built into Pam, or sorry, not Pam, but my Mother 32, I can now push play and it will start playing it. And it will be clocked. And right now, we already have music. I hope this is helping kind of figure out this whole thing. Knox Moderato, no problem at all. I'm just turning it up a little bit so you guys can hear it okay. But basically right now, we just have only bass and melody happening. Clocked through Pam, we already have something. And that's really helpful to kind of get started with your brain and be like, okay, now what can I do next? Obviously, for me, this is not where I stop, but this is where many people can stop. And they can just mess with this from this point. You can start changing out the melody. You can start changing out the bass line. You can start creating something completely different and branch off. For me, I love to add drums. So we're going to start talking about the drums now. Hopefully no one's bored. Is anyone bored yet, by the way? Earlton Bunny, thank you for the follow. You are the 700th follower, by the way. Welcome and thank you very much. I hope you have a great time here. Let's see some drums. Oh, no, not bored. Okay, good. I'm just making sure everyone's happy. Everyone's good. All right, guys. Let's keep on going then. So from here, turn down just a little bit again so you guys can hear me over the music. So from here, we're going to start talking about the drums. Drums are a very unique thing about this entire system because a lot of times drums, you know, I'm actually turning off the music for just a second. There we go. Ooh, nice fade out. Isn't that nice? All right, so the drums are very unique because I only have one drum module that pretty much takes care of everything for me. A lot of people have like multiple modules that have like a kick drum, a snare, a hi-hat, those kind of things, but really one module is taking care of my drums for me, at least the kick and the snare. Cheers from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Well, welcome. It's great to have you here. That's so exciting. So for drums, I like to actually use the Pico drums, which is a great module if you want to just get started with something. It's fantastic. And it does have a programmable thing. I haven't figured that out yet. You have to buy like the baseline just revealed I have a rattle somewhere in my room. That's so funny. I mean, I'm sorry about the rattle, but it's funny that it can identify that for you. So the Pico drums is great because you can send anything into it, right? You can just have any sort of clock-driven device just send over, you know, a kick drum signal into it. So I can actually plug Pam right into my Pico drums, which is awesome because I can get instant drums right from that point. The problem I have is that would really not make it as dynamic as I want to. And so I want to have some sort of drum sequencer to help me out. And you guys will notice right here there's an M. And that stands for mute, by the way. It has nothing to do with the module. The module is called the DNI Pro Dot, Ukrainian company that builds a phenomenal drum sequencer. So I'm actually going to start patching that into my Pico drums. The Pico drums has, at least mine though, it has two different drum inputs. So trigger 1, or drum 1 is my kick drum, and drum 2 is my snare. So the DNI Pro Dot is going to take care of that for us. I'm going to plug the outs of the DNI Pro Dot into my in of my Pico drums. And then I'm going to plug the output of my Pico drums into my mixing bus, if you will, which takes care of like all of my, you know, well, getting this sound out to you guys. So anyway, from there, right now, we're going to unmute our DNI Pro Dot. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, you're not going to hear a dang thing because I need one more thing to go into it. Blues Clues, everybody. What does a sequencer need in order for it to get clocking and working? What do we got? Here's your mail. Never fails. Makes you want to wag my tail. If it comes, never wails. Mail. Or in this case, it needs a clock. Very good, everybody. It needs a clock. This is a test. I didn't prepare. It's okay. That was a bad question. Regardless, the DNI Pro needs a clock. Great job, everyone. That's right. A clock. So we're going to go. Sorry. That was so stupid. That was so great, but so stupid at the same time. All right. So Pam needs to send a clock to our sequencer, our drum sequencer, which is the DNI Pro Dot. Everything is unmuted on my DNI Pro Dot now. As soon as I push play, you'll hear drums, bass, and melody all at the same time. You ready? This is so exciting. Oh, we need to turn up our filter. There we go. And play. So there we go. We have pretty much a full section of a song right there, built in, ready to go, and as soon as I push play or stop, it will play that for me every single time. Really, if you want to know the basics and everything of the rest of the system, that's where you start. That's the starting place. Oh, I realized I got a follow from Gimbo Hawkins. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Good to see you. Sorry. So, from right now, we have sound. We have actually something we can start morphing, controlling, changing. And it's all built thanks to some very key modules that I've purchased that can really make this happen. And just letting you guys know, I still have so many modules I haven't even touched yet. That means you can do all of this for just that much of the cost, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping you know the barrier of entry is not as steep as some people think. You guys can get a couple key modules. It will cost you money, but you guys can get a couple key modules that can get you guys started, which is really, really, really exciting. From there, you'll notice that the kick and the snare, I'm missing a hi-hat, which I love to have for rhythm. So for hi-hat, what I like to do is I have the D9 Pro Dot setting a signal out to just a simple envelope, which is like a 90 lead guitar. Exactly, Janice. Exactly right. Next, we're going to plug in a lead guitar. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea how to play guitar, I'll be honest with you. I can play notes. We're going to go out of the D9 Pro Dot. I have another signal. The D9 Pro Dot actually has 3 different, sequences you can program. And so I have a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat. Oh, Mr. Martha, great point. If you guys don't know about it yet, there's a great program. And actually, I have a Mac, which is notoriously bad for everything. But you can get a free program called Eurorack. It's completely free. You can start figuring out. Oh, my dogs are barking. Hold on. Yeah, VCV Rack runs on everything, by the way, which is fantastic. So VCV Rack basically is a free digital version of a modular system. You guys can try it out, absolutely free, and it's fantastic. Yeah, MI Rack, thank you. Great program as well for iOS. If you guys want to try it on your phones, boom, completely free. So from there, I want a hi-hat. So the D9 Pro Dot has a signal out. There's 3 signals out. I have a kick, a snare, and then a hi-hat. That's going to go into just a simple envelope, which has an attack and release, and that's it. That's all I need. And I bought this from a really cool guy in England called York Modular, and it was dirt cheap. He sends it from England, builds it all himself. Great module, just has attack, release. Great for just a little performance, like super bare bones products. I have 2 of his products actually, but the AR2 is the one that gives me my my little envelope for that. Anyway, that is actually going to go into a VCA. If you guys don't know what VCA is, another discussion about that. And then I need some sort of white noise, which comes from our Behringer Neutron into a part of that VCA. Dog's barking again. He's a part of the music. All right, here we go. So I'm going to unmute the hi-hat now. There we have a full-fledged track that we can start morphing and using and those kind of things. I can change the melody, I can change the bass, I can change the drums now. That is the bare bones of my system. Everything else is added upon. So from this point forward is all extracurricular stuff. Okay, so we can start getting some crazy stuff going on. The main thing that I think people want to know is like, how the heck do you create weird melodies that somehow start forming on their own? And that's called generative patching, I guess. What's cool about PAM is that it has a couple awesome features, if it's updated at least, where you can actually start randomizing pitch information, and that will allow for kind of some unique stuff to happen. So PAM right now, out of my one channel of PAM, I can send fifths out. Fifths is, by the way, a musical term, which is a fifth of an octave, basically, or a fifth of a key, almost always sounds good with that key. You'll hear in a lot of electronic music, a lot of people use like fifths to kind of fifth chords to kind of create kind of like that housey vibe. Came from a lot of house music. Fifths are fantastic because it allows for this entire melody to be changed on an instant. I'll show you what I mean. That's fantastic. So the fifth information is being sent from Pamela over to my Mother 32, and that's giving me that kind of unpredictability of what note's going to play next. And for the most part, that works almost every time for me, is giving that fifth information and then just adjusting the level of it. It can make something sound just so plain and stale from a loop to something that's evolving and changing. And that fifth information, by the way, can go up to the bass as well. So you can go crazy with that. You plug it into a multiplier, boom, you're set. You can start getting crazy with that. And then from there, I start patching in reverb, which is one of my favorite effects in the entire world. That's kind of like how I run everything. You kind of got a glimpse of kind of how this all works. It's all it took a little while to kind of figure out kind of like a boss battle. When you're playing a game, you kind of figure out the pattern. You kind of figure out what works, what doesn't work. And finally, once you figure it out, it's hard to break off now. Like if I got a bunch of new modules, it would probably change everything. But the way this is right now is a way that I know really well. It's very comfortable, and I can sit here for hours and make something completely different every single day of my life. So, I hope that answers a lot of questions. Oh, right. Nox Moderato, thank you very much. Let's talk about this guy. You'll notice that when I'm playing with this, it does some unique little effects on it. The Auto Boom, which is a module that basically is called an analog warming device, or like a saturator, if you will. And what that does is it provides kind of that warmth that you're looking for in a lot of mixes. And you'll notice a lot of my mixes have a little bit more grit and warmth to it than others. It's because this guy does a lot of magic for me, I'll be honest with you. It's very, very, very helpful. Come play on my rack and be completely lost. It sounds fantastic. One of these days, I just want to go to someone's house and mess with their system to see what I can come up with. Because I'm so used to this, it would be awesome to see what I could do with someone else's stuff. We should have like a rack exchange, if you will, like a complete rack transfer. But that'd be a little terrifying to send your entire rack somewhere else. One of these days, we should have like a big meetup and do something like that. Anyway, what's cool about the Auto Boom is it has a built-in low-pass filter, which gives that kind of like... You guys will notice that's what I use a lot for my transitions. My transition work is a lot. One knob on this thing that takes care of a lot for me. And a lot of modern synthesizers, especially like the Neutron or the Moto 32, have a low-pass filter built into it. So you can actually patch everything into a low-pass filter and do the same thing. I just like the way the boom sounds. It also gives compression, which kind of like provides that ducking whenever like a kick drum hits, provides that little duck, which is really exciting. So when I go to a different patch, this is actually a 4 on the floor patch, so this is like modern dance music. You guys notice the dipping. alto boom, that like pumping sound you guys hear. That's all the boom doing its usual compression, which is super exciting. One unit takes care of that for me, which is beautiful. There are, if I'm not mistaken, there are Eurorack compressors that can do a lot of the same stuff. So if you're looking to keep within the case, you can do that, but I just love the sound of this. I also use it for my work, so it really helps. But yeah, I hope that helps you guys kind of understand a little bit about how this all works. I know a lot of people have been asking about it. This video actually will be up on YouTube as well. You guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think it's youtube.com/SetZero. You'll see my logo. I think it says Zero Music. Hold on. Let's find out real quick. Hold, everybody, hold. Or maybe it's like SetZero Official. I don't know. It's something like that. Someone will probably... Oh, SetZero Music Official. Gosh dang, that's long. Sorry, didn't really have a choice in the matter. Yeah, I need to put a YouTube. Oh, it needs to be. Thank you, Mr. Martha. I agree. That does need to be a command. I'll do that next time. Paste. There we go. There we go. You guys can see all of the uploads are basically the sets that I do. But this will be up on YouTube. This will be basically, you guys can go through it on your own time. It'll also be on the Twitch for a little while. So feel free to go there. I'll upload it right after the stream. But I hope that really helps kind of a lot of people trying to figure this out. Trying to figure out modular synthesis in general. It's a chaotic world that we live in, but it's a lot of fun. So if you guys see in the chat, I put in there, it's a YouTube link. Thank you, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Phoeben, I still can't know how to say that. I'm sorry. I try. Phoebniz83, did I get that right? Oh my gosh, I think I did. All right. For the next 9 minutes before we go on, actually 8 minutes before we go on to your opponent, let's make some music, shall we? We're using the same patch that I just showed you guys the entire time here. And we're going to make some music from it. By the way, for all that are here, I just want to say thank you for just having fun and talking with me. It's a lot of fun to help people understand this mythical world of modular. It took me a long time to figure out, and I just want it to be a little bit faster for you guys. So please feel free to ask questions. You guys already know this, but make sure you join my Discord if you have any more. You guys can jump on there and say, hey, I got a question about this. Please do. That's what I'm here for. So let's make some music for this next little bit, huh? Like we always do. Thank you again to all that have supported me, by the way. This is such a fun ride, and we'll be back again next week, obviously. But just thank you very much for all the support you guys give me. We'll keep doing this for as long as I'm alive, I guess. So we'll get started with some music now. We're going to raid on over to your opponent now and listen to some more amazing modular music. Thank you for all the support, guys. Make sure you guys join the Discord if you have not yet, of course. So you guys have seen it throughout chat, but we're going to point to it one more time. Feel free to join up. If you guys have any questions, I'll be there. So without further ado, though, I want you guys just to know how much I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just supporting me and just having a blast, chatting, all the things, guys. You're all incredible. But we will see you next week on this channel at the same time. Make sure you guys stop back by. You guys know the drill, though. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everyone.